I am re-recording this video by Jenifer Guskin on a human experiment on her YouTube page. This was a live stream and it's having issues. The event is over because she has since live streamed a new video, but as you can see, it still says live, and I wasn't able to play it at first. It just continued to do the screen with the little circle, like it was loading. Eventually, I had to move the tracker dot, the red tracker dot, forward a little bit and then pause the video. And at that point, it allowed me to watch. But as soon as I did that, it completely took away the comments. As you can see below, there's no comments. I can't comment. So the only time it would let me comment was when that circle of loading was on the screen and it said that it was live. And I commented that I couldn't see it. So then I tried that effect of moving this. As you can see, it's negative 8 minutes and 54. So there's 8 minutes of video that we can't see. The moment I try to go all the way over, as you can see, I'm sorry, not 8 minutes. There's a few minutes, I guess. A minute, maybe, in a couple seconds or something like that. It won't let me see. So, as you can see, I have to move it forward a little bit in order to stop it from doing that. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play it so that you can, see what's going on here. Because I have a feeling that this video might get taken down. So I just wanted to mirror it. She is live in court here, exposing the people in court. CPS took her child away when it was only a few days or like a week or a few weeks old, based on the fact that they said she had cannabis in her system. She's in Maryland, so I don't believe that their state is legalized. But her records show that she had absolutely no drugs in her system, none, and she has the paperwork. And you can see here, they've had her child for, I'm wanting to say about a year now, because I've been paying attention to this for a while, at least 6 months to a year. So I'm going to go ahead and play this, and then I'm going to put this up on my YouTube so that she has some other people that have this video out, because they're obviously trying to suppress it. So I'm just going to go ahead and let this play. This is hot stuff in court, and she knows how to do it. She's live streaming them in court, and she knows the court case that has covered that as a precedence and allowed the live streaming. And it's interesting how it all goes down. Let me let you watch it. Here you go.
Hey guys, I am currently upstairs in courtroom 15. Apparently, Chief Administrative Judge of Baltimore County, Kathleen Cox, doesn't want to address the fact that Baltimore County is taking perfectly healthy children in case of neglect, making them very sick, giving them seizures and heart murmurs. She's upset that when we had the hearing for child support, that pretty much the child support office admitted that they haven't verified any information. That's pretty much the situation with this entire case. Now, here's the problem, guys, is we know this isn't just us. We know this is a bunch of cases. We know this isn't just Baltimore County. We know this isn't just the state of Maryland. So I'm not going to be turning this off until I get answers as to why the Chief Administrative Judge of Baltimore County is taking perfectly healthy children and placing them with known pedophiles. Because it's also known for the record that my father... Okay. But the hearing is not in session.
Turn it off.
I would like the judge to explain to the people why she is taking perfectly healthy children in case of neglect and placing them with known child traffickers and known pedophiles. Because my daughter was not having seizures and heart murmurs before she was taken. So if the judge would like to... I'm not recording, actually. I'm live streaming. And there's nothing wrong with live streaming. In fact, Guild versus Caniffy allows for the recording and live streaming of public officials. So there's nothing wrong with live streaming. There's nothing wrong with exposing of how Child Support Office and CPS is taking healthy children in case of neglect, giving them seizures and heart murmurs. Now, also another concern is that the foster family has come very close with my father. My father impregnated me multiple times before the age of 10. Now, the woman on the right is Bambi Glenn. She is the one that is currently in charge of the case at the Department of Social Services. The woman on the left is Susan Engel Parks. Now, right here, I also have a letter where Mrs. Parks is contacting the Greater Baltimore Medical Center, telling them to interfere in giving us the medical records to try and find out why my daughter developed seizures and heart murmurs. Now, my concern at this point is I don't understand why Baltimore County has no problem with this. And I think it's about time that they explain to the people why this is happening. I'm upstairs on the 4th floor, courtroom 15, if people want to come and join me. I had no problem trying to do this calmly and trying to get this worked out without a problem, but unfortunately they're more interested in protecting child abusers, child traffickers, and pedophiles and child rapists. So I will not stop. I will not shut up. And here's the thing also, to add on top of all of this, every single mental health professional that I have seen has attested that my mental health was fine prior to removal. Here's another question. How many times have CPS agencies taken healthy children from stable parents, caused them as much mental trauma as possible, and then makes the child sick while extorting the parents? Somebody needs to be held accountable for this, because it's not just Baltimore, it's not just Maryland. Somebody needs to be put in handcuffs. I want answers. I want to know why healthy children are being taken in case of neglect, being given seizures, heart murmurs, and why Susan Engel Parks here is interfering in the acquisition of medical records. And I believe the people have the right to know as well, especially the very concerning link that Miss Engel Parks has to Jerry Nadler. Which is very interesting. Why is a child support office in Baltimore having ties with a representative from New York? Why are representatives from other states getting involved in child abuse matters? And why does every single cent that was supposed to go to Iris remain unaccounted for? How much of our money, our tax money, and extortion money from fraudulent cases are going to fund campaigns? And are going to fund people who are going to continue extorting people and trafficking children? Some people may think this is a game. This isn't a game. These are people's lives. I'm not fucking around. And you shouldn't be either. That's the Department of Social Services telling GBMC not to release Iris's medical records to us. Why is that happening, Miss Glenn? Why does it say, Dear Miss Guskin, we do not see an open case with the case number you provided above. Case number 03-I-18-000117. I contacted Susan Engel Parks, Esquire, who advises that the DSS case involving you, which has another case number, is now closed. That's strange. That's why we're here today, isn't it? 03-I-18-000117. Dr. Sparrow and GBMC will not be responding to your recent request for records dated April 9th, 2019, as you have not produced a valid subpoena. Now, to my knowledge, that is a valid subpoena, is it not? Would you like to explain why you are contacting hospitals telling them not to release medical records? How many other families have you done this to? Would you like to explain why you're taking perfectly healthy children in case of neglect, giving them seizures and heart murmurs, and then contacting the hospital and telling them not to release medical records? Miss Parks, perhaps? Miss Glenn, being that you're the attorney on the case, surely you must know. Neither of you? This is troubling, isn't it? We have healthy children, not to mention, of course, the fact that the case is completely fraudulent. We have the fraudulent substance-exposed newborn fact. Of course, I know you didn't want to see it at the last hearing, Miss Parks, but maybe you'll want to see it at this very public hearing. You can see right here where it says negative across the board, where I tested negative for everything. So as competent lawyers, straight out of the gate, you should have said, there's no substance-exposed newborn. So here's a question. How many other cases has the Department of Social Services or the state of Maryland or the United States government opened on completely fraudulent basis? How many people are currently in prison for quote-unquote drug abuse when they didn't test positive at all? Would you like to answer this, Ms. Parks? Surely you must know. How about you, Ms. Glenn? You both are the attorneys on this matter. Isn't it your responsibility to be informed on your cases and to know? Good morning. How are you, officers?
I'm good.
So I would like to know.
I do not give you permission.
I don't care whether you give me permission or not. I didn't give you permission to kidnap children.
Hey, Jeff, we're taking the phone. Jeff, take the phone.
Are you assaulting? Do not assault me. Get off of me. Do not assault me. Do not assault me.
You don't film in the courtroom.
I'm not filming. I'm live streaming. And there's nothing that says I am not allowed to live stream.
Yes, it is.
It's really giving me a law that says that I'm not allowed to expose the way that you're trafficking children.
All right, well, there you have it. That's how it ends. And she does have an update on her Facebook, or I'm sorry, on her YouTube page, A Human Experiment. So let's see if I can, there you go. You can see it right there, A Human Experiment. You can see her next video right up here, out of court. So you can see this CPS one right here, covering up child trafficking. See how it still says live and her other ones don't? This one that said out of court was live as well. So there's some sort of hold up with this video that they're trying not to let it be visible. So I had to go through a few hoops just to even see that. So I'm just glad that I was able to record it for her. I'm going to go ahead and stop that now and upload it to my page. Blessings to you, Jenifer Guskin. You know, much love. My mother, who was involved in the CIA, and her father, who was involved in the Aerospace Defense Department as an electronics weapons specialist, they were involved in all this type of stuff at MK Ultra, and I was raised in this stupid program. I don't have all my memories back. So I'm familiar with this type of stuff as well, and my mother did try to use CPS to take my child away once I started speaking out the truth. The case was closed, and she called again and reopened it anonymously. She continued to do that, so I moved. My mom has now passed away. All my family has died because they were involved in the MK Ultra, except for my little sister, who I don't talk to or discuss anything with here or about her or anything really, because she's still under the mind control. And, you know, I send her blessings, but she's tried to screw me over, tried to take, you know, my half of the inheritance when I, you know, was the older child, even took care of my little sister when my mother was going crazy. So I definitely understand where Jenifer Guskin's coming from and how CPS can be used against people with no basis. We ate all organic food. My son we still do. My son has lots of clothes. We lived in a very nice apartment on the 3rd story at the time. I now live in a house on 10 acres. So, you know, we are very harmonic. We wake up every day and meditate as a family together. You know, I mean, it's like ridiculous what what my mother tried to do to take my kids away, based on this MK Ultra stuff. And this is seeming to be the same thing that's happening to Jenifer Guskin. You know, she's come out on video, talking about how she was involved in this MK Ultra and how she has directly seen our politicians being forced to rape kids. Some of them do so willingly, smiling, happy, wanting to do it, and just reveling in it. And some of them do it kicking and screaming and have to have their families' lives put on the line, such as having their children and wives' limbs tied to the ends of cars and having them, you know, drive away, you know, drawn and quartered. And, you know, this is the type of stuff that we're dealing with. Politicians are made to do these types of things. Even if they don't want to, they have ways of making you do it. And so she's come out about this during this court case, and she was coming out about it possibly before, I'm not sure. But as soon as the CPS case started, she started telling the truth about what was going on, because she felt like this was the main reason she was being targeted. So I just wanted to put this video, make a copy of her video and put it out again, because it's obvious they're trying to suppress it. All right, you guys have an abundant day. Abundance to you.